Hello and welcome to episode 17 of the Welder's Wet Dream podcast. As I start and end every podcast, I will not kill myself. I will never kill myself. And if I'm found dead in a way that looks like I've killed myself, it was the government. Let's get right into it. So, after lots of research and studying and real life encounters and conversations and arguments, I have realized that anybody born between 1995 and 1985 is a mega pussy. And I was trying to figure out why they're mega pussies. And I think it's because their parents grew up in the 70s and late 60s during the Vietnam War. And obviously, most people whose parents didn't fight in the Vietnam War were hippies and were against the Vietnam War and overall mega pussies. I think that has to be it. I can't figure out what is doing this, but we look at America's current state today, and this generation of current day 30 to 40-year-old is really ruining the world. And that's not even an understatement. We see woke teachers teaching people about sex changes when you're 4 years old and bullshit like that. If you remember, if you had to pick an age of a teacher, you would say a 30 to 40-year-old person. That's the prime age of a teacher. Obviously, I understand there's older ones, which the older ones are usually better and not telling you to cut your dick off when you're 7 years old. That's usually only the 30 to 40-year-old ones. And when I was growing up, nobody, which I'm only 23. So when I was growing up, it was the generation before that was our teachers, and they were good. They didn't try to put wokeism and liberalism and gay shit on us. That wasn't. We were there to learn about Nazis and slaves and shit like that, right? So it's definitely had a very negative effect. We didn't have anybody identifying as cows or cats or oven mitts. That was never a thing. That's only recently a thing, and that's because this generation of these 1985 to 1995 people are fucking mega retarded pussies. You may say, Tig, Welder, whatever you want to call me, where is this all coming from? This seems random, right? And so today at work, I had 3 people from this generation try to tell me that I crossed the lines with my jokes, right? So, just so you know, we have I work in a shop, and it's a community of people of all fuck-ups. We're all fuck-ups. We all say fucked up things to each other, right? Been doing it for years. No problem, right? This one kid that I'm talking about that had a problem with me today, he's called me faggot before, which I'm fine. I'm not a faggot, so I don't care if you call me a faggot. You can call me whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't hurt my feelings, all right? But today, the other day, I said I had a hole in my shirt, right? Because I'm a hard worker and I got a hole in my shirt. And he asked me why I had a hole in the shirt. And I said, because your wife tried to rip the shirt off of me. Hilarious. Great. Perfectly timed. Perfectly set up. It was a layup, right? And then I get lectured on that's crossing a line. In what world is that crossing a line? And so you can call me a faggot, but I can't say your wife that I've never met tried to rip off my shirt, right? what the fuck? How does that make any sense, right? At least that's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, as these guys are yelling at me, I had to look over to one of my buddies who in his 20s, not in his fucking 30s like these retards, and say, am I wrong? Do I not see something here? Am I missing something? And no. These guys are very sensitive. They were raised by hippies, and it's sad. I mean, really, it's sad. It's a generation that can't take jokes. They vote liberal. They vote liberal not because they believe in what liberals believe, because they thought that Donald Trump was a mean guy. Like that's the type of like voting because the other guy said something mean and it hurt their feelings, right? I can't understand this. And it's causing a death to society in such a massive way. These are the people who work from home on their computers and complain that they can't afford to buy a house. Does that make any fucking sense? The generation before them went to work every day, worked, and was able to buy houses, right? Now you're telling me you want an easier job, you don't want to work weekends, you want to work less than what the people before you did, but you want to have more. And it's a huge disconnect with these 30 to 40-year-olds where it's like they have no sense of reality at all. And today wasn't the first day that I was questioned by these mega gay liberals. The other day I made a very simple joke. The one guy was telling a story about his ex-girlfriend was a stripper and she came home mad because the promoter ran a thing where they would the people could throw pennies on stage, and it was like a promotion, throw pennies on stage. And I said, oh, if she was a Jewish chick, she would have loved to get pennies thrown at her. And again, the guy looked at, that's crossing a line. That's crossing. No, it's not. That is, again, hilarious. To imagine a Jewish chick stripping on a pole, getting pennies thrown at her, and her liking it. Like, that in itself is hilarious. And I just put it up. Everybody was thinking it. I was just the only one who said it, right? It's not crossing a line, right? You can't say something is crossing a line just because you're a mega gay sensitive retard, right? That's not how it works, right? I mean, these are softball jokes. These are not like, I'm not going in there and really, I hope your wife divorced you because you're a lonely loser who smells like fucking Doritos. No, dude. My generation, we're a lot tougher. I mean, to be honest, there was this one retard who went to my school. I don't know if retard's politically correct according to, all these fucking 30-year-olds. But we used to, I shouldn't say we, I never did it, but I knew people, not even my friends, but I knew people who used to show this retard nudes of his sister. And the kid would take it like a champ. All right? Now that might be crossing a line, but that's borderline. That's on the fucking line, right? I mean, even the retard has to admit it's kind of like hilarious that he has a slut sister who's sending nudes to people and then it's getting back to him, right? Like, I don't think anybody's ever said or did something to me that was actually like truly offensive. I mean, there was one time where a girl said, what did she say? She said, I walk like I'm unathletic, and that killed me because I walk with like a little bit of a limp. It's like me, my brother, and my dad do it. It's weird, but like that was like one thing that stuck with me for more than a day. But other than that, and like again, fully fair. I mean, honestly, looking back at it, it was actually kind of funny. And the only thing that hurt was the fact that I might have had a tiny crush on this girl, right, at the time. Now I realize she's a dumb bitch. I don't want to be anywhere near her, right? Okay. So, getting back to it. Let's see. Let's see what else this generation has ruined. Right? Um, lots of things. Lots of things. Right? Let's think about some people who actually were born in this generation, in that generation that I'm speaking about. Most school shooters, like the Columbine guys, the Boston bomber, a lot of young ISIS members. And listen, I'm not saying like all people who are in their 30s right now are Nazis, or at least, see, that's the funny thing. I say that as a joke. People in their 30s compare a guy like me who says true facts, they call me a Nazi because they want to compare me to the worst people of all time, right? Yeah, I mean, granted, these are the people who listened to Kanye, who thought Kanye was a generational talent, and now they can't separate the art from the artist, right? Listen, Pablo Picasso, rapist. Michelangelo, racist. Rapist. There's a lot of those. Ben Frank, pedophile. George Washington, racist slave owner. Separate the art from the artist. That's all I'm saying. Okay? That was a little tangent that didn't need to be said. There's rare things that truly bother me. And it's people not understanding jokes, right? People taking things too seriously. I don't take anything seriously unless it's a serious thing. I mean, it's pretty simple. The best thing too is like these fucking gay mega liberals. They were like, "Oh, but you don't say this stuff to this guy being my boss." I was like, "Yeah, because I respect him. I don't respect you. That's why I say your girlfriend wants to fuck me, because I don't respect you." See, if there was a level of respect I had for you, I wouldn't say that, but that's not there, you know? And you're the reason it's not there. But they're mad that I say their girlfriend that I've never met would be on my dick like a fucking slinky. I don't know if that made sense. But I don't understand the lack of, I guess, real world of these people. This is the worst thing too. They keep on saying you're gonna get punched one day. Who's gonna punch me? Really? One of you pussies who can't take a joke? You're gonna punch me? I bet you don't fucking hit as hard as my dad. So you're not gonna punch me. And here's a good rule of thumb, right? If someone says they're gonna punch you, they're not gonna punch you, right? Watch this. Tell me if this is good. I'm gonna punch you. I'm gonna punch you right now. You're ready for it. I'm not gonna prepare you. I'm just gonna punch you in the face, all right? They've never been in a fight. I've never been in a fight either, all right? I've done some pushing and shoving, right? I'm more of a words guy. I like to attack people with words. But I watch a lot of fucking MMA, okay? I had a twin brother. He was my punching bag for fucking 16 years at least, all right? I'm pretty sure I can get pretty scrappy in a fucking fight, and I'll probably fucking bury you where you stand, honestly. You're going to need an ambulance. You're going to need a fucking maybe 2 ambulances for one half of your body going one, the other one goes in the other, all right? So don't say you're going to punch me, especially if I make a joke about your wife sucking my dick. Don't punch me, because it's not going to end out good for you. Or the best thing is, you punch me at work, I'm not a fucking idiot. What am I going to do? I'm not going to punch you back. I'm going to go to the office, go to the boss, be like, this faggot just punched me because I said his wife was going to suck my dick. See how funny that is? A situation like that is fucking hilarious. I should just imagine my boss laughing and say, haha, I get to fire this inbred fuck over this. Because he punched you because he got so mad that you said you were going to fuck his wife that you don't even know. I mean, wild, right? Wild. It's like, I'm going to fuck Marilyn Monroe. Same shit. I don't know Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe isn't even fucking alive. So how am I going to fuck her? I don't know where your girlfriend lives. I don't know where your wife lives. I've never met her. Why do you think me saying I'm going to fuck her is so disrespectful? That's what I just, it doesn't fucking make any sense to me, right? The best thing is, one of these little rats decided to go in and say, not to my main boss, but to one of my other bosses, who's a 45-year-old sensible man, and said, hey, you got to talk to Tig. You got to talk to the welder out there. He's being mean. He's saying mean things. He's bullying. He's saying he's gonna fuck my wife. He's gonna get his ass beat one day. Guess what the guy said? The guy told him to shut the fuck up and grow up. Okay, these guys got coddled and they probably breastfed until they were 10. They don't understand the difference between a real world situation and me saying a joke. It's infuriating. And now the worst thing is, like, yeah, I have to work with these dumb idiots, right? Some of these fucking kids are getting taught by these dumb idiots, right? Soon, these dumb idiots, like an AOC type, is going to be run. I mean, listen, AOC, sit on my face, but I don't want you fucking telling our kids what to do. You know, it's laughable. It's embarrassing, honestly, for all of America that, like, we're at the turning point where we're going to have someone from this gay generation be our president, potentially, be in Senate and be in the House of Representatives. And they're going to be making decisions behalf of Americans. It's scary, to say the least. This is a generation who were too young to see Jordan play at the time, but they're too old to really appreciate LeBron's legacy. That's the best way to say that. They missed out on a lot. It's also like there's a lot of fucked up people in that generation that, like, went through the opioid epidemic, like the back ends of it. Like, the kids in my high school, they vaped. The kids in their high school popped pills. So there is, like, they could be mentally stunted. I doubt that all these people I'm talking to are mentally stunted. Like, I think it could have been their parents. It could have been just the world that they were born into. And, like, here's the same thing. It's like the fact that we're looking at teachers, right? So when they were in high school, their teachers, if they were like 30 to 40 years old, 30 to 40 years old, they would have been probably alive during the Vietnam War and experienced the tragedy of the Vietnam War and saw the suffering and became gay liberal hippies, right? And then it taught them to be gay liberal hippies. So it wasn't only the teachers, right? It was the parents at home, and it was something that made this generation the worst of all time. It's also funny. We have two guys at work who are a part of this generation, and both of them are currently unable to work because they got hurt in a rec league softball game. If you're 30 and you have time to play softball and complain about not being able to afford a house, get a second job. Don't play softball. You should, by the time you're 30, you should give up on all your dreams. it's over. It's done. You're done. You got to work, and that's it. Maybe you take one vacation. Maybe you could fuck one prostitute a year, but that's it. That's all the excitement you're getting. Don't play a rec league softball game. Don't. That's not for you. It's for either people in their 50s or people in their 20s. Okay? You're not the demographic. You're supposed to be working. You should not be leaving work early on a Friday to go play in your rec league softball game. It's like, and I know for a fact my generation is not going to do this shit. So what is wrong with this generation that they think that they'll be kids forever and there's no consequences and they can't afford a house because the world has changed and it's so hard and they can't get a job because everybody went to college and everybody has a degree and it's so impossible and the robots are taking over and poor you. No, dude, my generation is not making these excuses the way these 30-year-olds are. A lot of these 30-year-olds, they flip between jobs back and forth. None of them want a career. They just want a job where they'll work for 3 years. They'll make friends with the people at the job. They'll go out for lunch. They'll go out for coffee. Then they'll leave and they'll do another one all over again. And it's an endless cycle. And they wonder why they never find a job that will pay them a lot of money because they're never willing to stick around, right? A lot of the 30-year-olds to 40-year-olds at my job have left and came back. They're indecisive. They don't know what they want in life. They want to change the world, but they want more money. They want to have an impact, but they don't want to have to actually go to work. They want to work from home, but they want the social of going into it. They don't know what the fuck they want. All they know is that they actually don't know anything. They don't know anything. And it's scary because, like I said, I wouldn't be worried if it wasn't for them being politicians in the future. Like, these are going to be our lawmakers, right? It was bad enough with Obama. And now you're going to put one of these fucking queefs in there? It's sad. It's sad. I mean, looking at it, between 1986 and 1995, I think the only thing that happened that was good was the Mets winning the World Series in 1986. After that, it's been a whole lot of bad. A whole lot of poorly rated. Also, this is a fact. This is a stone cold fact. A lot of these people from their 30s to 40s have some type of fetal alcohol syndrome. I'm just saying it. That's it. You can look at it in their face. They all have a little bit of retard in their face, and you could tell their mothers drank when they were being born. That's a fact. I saw that on U.S. News Today. It was an article titled, "Why Are All 30-Year-Olds Face Fucked Up? It's Fetal Alcohol Syndrome." Is what it is. And, I try, when I was getting yelled at, I was trying to explain to them. I was in a way where I could see them progressively getting madder and madder, and they weren't understanding, where it's like, you don't know anything. I am 10 years younger than you, and I am an encyclopedia smarter than you. All those pages, I'm so much smarter than you. I understand so much more of the world because my parents were from a generation of real people, like real understanding people. And you guys weren't. My dad worked hard. He didn't dodge a draft for Vietnam. He was a hard worker. Right? My mom was also a hard worker up until she stopped working to raise her kids with care. Now, these fucking 30 to 40-year-olds say, "Oh, I'll have a babysitter raise my kids. No problem. I'll have a babysitter raise my kids. I'm gonna do my job. Trust me." the world can do without a little bit less receptionists. And I genuinely think 95% of women only are receptionists. And stop answering phone calls and just take care of your kids. Raise your kids so we don't get a generation like this again. It will be the death to America, unfortunately. I know I've talked about a lot of things on this podcast, like government-controlled killings, Ozempic zombies, planes, tariffs, terrorism, right? I've talked about all these things. But if there is one death to America that's going to happen, it is going to be these generations of pussies. All right? You think it's a coincidence that right now we have a shortage of military, of blue-collar workers? Because all these guys in their 30s to 40s, prime work age, are trying to work from home. And they don't want to work a 40-hour week. And they don't want to get their hands dirty. And they went to college and they got a degree, and that means they deserve a good, high-paying job. And we're going to suffer until that generation is weeded out. And unfortunately for me, I'm the following generation. I'm going to be 70 by the time this generation is gone. And it's sad. And boy, am I worried for these kids that are raised by this generation. I mean, we can only hope for a nuke that wipes out all these fucking people, because it is scary to see what these people have taught their kids. It's scary. I mean, you have these woke teachers who are teaching kids to be transgender frogs. And what are they going to tell their kids at home? You know? It's scary. And I know this is a comedy podcast. I'm trying to make fun of these things, but it truly is worrying that it's going to cause a vicious cycle of people calling, people not being able to take jokes, people taking everything literally, following the news like it's the gospel. First of all, these guys also don't believe in religion or anything. I think that's a big factor. It's like they lost all faith in God, and I don't know, they might believe in the Antichrist because something is so deeply fucked up with them. Like, you can see into their eyes and there's nothing behind it. There's no brain, there's no soul, there's no heart, there's no nothing. These are empty people, and it's truly upsetting to me that I can't make a joke about someone's wife without getting yelled at. I've been making jokes about people's girlfriends, people's moms, people's sisters since I was a wee boy. And the fact that now that I work with these idiots and they tell me I can't, I'm not going to stand for that. That is where I draw the line. I will never stop saying I'm going to fuck your mom, your sister, your wife, your girl, your fiance, your daughter if she's above 18. I will never stop saying that. I'm never going to stop calling you a faggot. I'm never going to stop calling you a retard. All right? I'm never going to get rid of this dialogue that this generation of these 1985 to 1995ers want me to get rid of. I will never. I'm going to stay strong, and I hope all you out there stay strong and continue to make fun of these gay pussies. Thank you for listening. And as always, I will not kill myself. I will never kill myself. And if I'm found dead in a way that looks like I have killed myself, it was the government. Thank you. Goodbye. Good luck. And faggot.